My mob trap is running beautifully, which gives me an ample supply of TNT, which means that I can start harvesting this desert. As you can see, I already took out a few chunks right there, but I found this is the absolute best way to harvest TNT, or harvest sand with TNT. 2, 3, 4, 5. So every fifth spot, you just dig down as far as you can, which is usually 3 blocks down, but sometimes you hit sandstone before that. Whatever, you just don't break the sandstone. It's not worth the extra effort and time. Okay, this part of the sand is apparently shallow, so this isn't going to work quite as well. But we'll go with it anyways. That's not even sandstone there. Okay, whatever. And then you just run by and set them all off. And now we go back through and collect our goodies. This will get you a lot of sand, a decent amount of sandstone, and if you're in an area like this, it'll also get you some cobblestone, which is, you know, useful for building huge structures. You don't want to use it in your major designs. But I'm going to do this for a little bit, and I've already started some work on my base and the walls there with all the glass I needed. So let's go take a look at that. Now those 13 TNT blocks I set off got me almost 2.5 stacks of sandstone, 5 stacks of sand, and a handful of cobble, dirt, and gravel. So let's take our sandstone and start work on the ceiling. Now I got a little ahead of myself and I put up the walls already. So I did a 3 high glass wall all the way around. Now I'm going to top it with sandstone for the ceiling. Still not sure what I want to do about this area right here. Actually I saw something with iron bars that looked nice. I might try that. I did try glass panes, but honestly I think glass is up close is one of the worst looking blocks in the game. Hey Enderman. It's not transparent enough. If I was ever going to use a texture pack, it would be just so that I could replace glass. Okay, let's just put in a ceiling here. And we're just going to outline it like that. Now, when I first did this, I wanted to do lightstone for the lighting in here. Just replace these blocks with lightstone to make that, or glowstone, whatever you want to call it. But I realized I'll have to go to the nether for that. But I'm putting off my nether expedition until 1.9 officially comes out so that the new nether changes are going to be generated there. So as a temporary solution, I want to put in just the recessed lighting. You just put a torch in the ceiling. Problem with that is, I realized that I'm literally at the build height. I can't go any higher than this. So for recessed lighting, usually you'd put a block above the torch, so you keep the, rain out and everything. But I can't do that. I'm at the build height. So that is kind of awkward. So for now I'm just going to leave torches on the ground. It's not the best looking solution, but it'll do for now. Okay, let me finish this up. We'll wait for it to turn day. We'll take a look and see how it is. Once again, I have nowhere near enough materials to finish what I started. So, in the spirit of me doing multiple things at once, let's put this on hold and go take a look at my rail system. I haven't really... I've started laying out some of the more basic parts of it, but I ran out of glass. So, now that I have some more glass, let's go take a look. And the rail system is eventually going to connect this base to my mob trap, which is quite a ways out there. And it's going to start here. This is going to be the, departure room. And then for here, I've just laid out sandstone again, which I thought was fitting because I'm going over a desert. Although I am passing swampland here, but, you know, still, sandstone. I might put some vines on here over the swampland, and just over the swampland. I think that might give it a good look. On the other hand, you can't really see it that well. And for here where I'm tunneling into the side, I put torches to hold up the sand. So it's still got a sand on top. Although that does put a lot of torches like right in your face. That can't be comfortable when riding a cart. And we cut through some more fir trees till eventually we come out here. And I decide I want to put an underwater section. And it also needs to head over to the right here to line up correctly with what I want. So we go down here and we kind of cut into this little island thing. Then we go through the island thing and back underwater. And it keeps going this way and there's more water. So let's get to work. Now laying track underwater is not actually that hard. There's a trick to it. The first thing is you gotta not drown, so keep an eye on your breath. What you want to do is just lay out the too high track that you want. I use something easy to remove like sand, or you can use dirt, gravel, whatever. But the point is you want something easy to remove because it's temporary. And then you just line the outside of it with glass. And then you can just go through, back through the tunnel, and oh, I'm gonna drown. Go back through the tunnel and dig out all the sand, and then you have your track. Now, really, the hardest part of all of this is not drowning, and I think 1.8 made it easier to drown. I don't know. I could just be thinking it. Now, if you use stuff like torches, they can make a temporary air bubble, and you can breathe in that, which is kind of a cheat, but also very easy and useful. Then we just keep doing this until you run into the side of the mountain. And from there I'm going to dive down to get to the proper depth I want to connect to my mob trap, we'll say collection room. Ooh, I got a lot of work to do here still. Building underwater is just a pain because of the breath thing. I should really make an equipable diving helmet or something. I would wear one of those. Like in real life, just all the time, in case I ever needed it. And one thing to be aware of when placing blocks underwater is they do create their own sort of downdraft because of how they're replacing water around them. I don't really understand why or how it happens. Here you can kind of see the motion on them. Maybe, I don't know. Depends how this turns up on YouTube. Everything looks darker on YouTube. So they will try to suck you down. So you gotta not let them. Just want to try to get this part done. And you know, I'm gonna do this off camera, and then I'll dig it out and show you guys how that looks. I like the way this stuff looks from underwater in glass, especially up above the water, because of the way the water is kind of invisible. It just gets a lot brighter. Alright, now you dig through and see where you missed the spot, because invariably you're gonna miss a spot and water is gonna come crashing in. Actually, it looks like I did okay. Now, at one point here, I know it's going to be tricky because I've got... Okay, there we go. The top layer is sand. So I need to... Shoot, I want to get a glass block up there. But I don't know if I can. Nope, that did not work at all. See, now that's just gonna I don't want that because it's gonna put a, it's just gonna cut a hole in the sand there. I gotta somehow prop it up. I can't do that with this block here. Okay, let's try the glass torch trick again. There we go. That is really tricky to do because you gotta get it timed like just perfectly. Oh shoot. Okay, let's put the torch here. Okay, I think nope. Let's try again. And that just killed. Oh, that just ruined everything. Okay, I'm going to have to. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna have to dig this out, and then I'll go back later and put sand on top of this so that it looks, you know, somewhat normal. And I'm just gonna have to destroy everything along the way. You know, because that's how it's gonna work. Oh, shoot. Hey, Mr. Skeleton. Oh man, we get some sort of cave system going on here. Ah, why do I ruin everything? Okay, we're past the sand now, so it'll be easier to dig through. Yeah. I need my bow. I don't have any arrows. I forgot to bring arrows. Son of a... Whatever, he's dead. He's dead and I'm happy. Oh god, his buddy came back for vengeance. I definitely want to leave this area as best I can so that you can see it while you come through on the minecart. We just dig. Oh shoot, that's gonna pour water in. There we go. Everything's fixed. Okay, Skeleton guy is just kind of lost. Oh, there he is. Come on. Come on. Come on. Got him. And we'll just use sandstone because why not? It's what we've been using. Awesome. Now I'll line this with glass because I want to be able to see the mobs, if there are any mobs when you come through here. Actually, I should see how far this is from my mob trap. I might need to light this up so no mobs spawn for purposes of spawning numbers, because you want to light everything up. I don't like that looking like that. Let's put I'll just put a block of sand there. Yeah, no water even made it in. Okay, I have to go up top and put sand up top so that this doesn't look like a huge gash in an otherwise gentle slope. First, let's go forward because I think I'm going to run into more water. So I believe this is actually an island I'm digging through. An underwater mountain, if you will. That extends upwards, like Hawaii. I'm assuming it was formed by volcanic actions. Nope, we get more cave. Oh, that's sand. I want to build on sand. So this is pretty much how I build usually, even when I'm off camera. I don't talk to myself quite as much though. Okay, it looks like I'm in solid ground. I must be digging underneath the ocean. The other side of that island must not be as deep as the first side of it. So, okay, we'll leave that there now. Let's go back and take care of that gash right there. And then I'm gonna have to map it out. I need to get the actual coordinates of where I want this to come out in the mob trap base, so that way I know where to dig exactly. Otherwise I'm just digging blind. Oh, and you notice that the lighting the underwater lighting bug is still kind of there. So those torches that I placed to help me breathe and for other reasons, they're still giving off lights even though the torch is long since extinguished. So I'm not sure if that's getting fixed in 1.9 or if it's just going to stay like that forever. It does look nice though. I might try to put some more torches down there. Or maybe glowstone. Or jack-o'-lanterns. I could always use those. I don't like the way they look though. I'd have to kind of semi-obscure them. Okay, let's see what we can do with this. And like a week later, I finally come back. I did a lot of the, I don't know, I guess we'll say boring stuff. I finished up that corridor I was just working on to lay the track. I haven't laid the track down yet though. And I finished up this ceiling, and immediately upon finishing it, I discovered that mobs can spawn on top of this, even though it's up at the build height. I thought they couldn't spawn, because you can't build anything on top of this. You can't go any higher. So I had to tear down the entire thing and replace it with sandstone half slabs instead of the full blocks, because spiders are spawning up there, and they can sense you through the floor. So they just follow me around until I came over here, and they jump down and try to kill me. Yeah, I was really sure that they couldn't spawn up there, but apparently they can. So, my bad there. Anyways, I believe it's time to work on some... I should have enough tracks already made. Yes, I think this will do it. And now we just get to work on the actual minecart track. So I have it going out to my base. It does go through underwater a few times. Or, not to my base, to my mob trap from my base. The one thing about it that I realized afterwards is I go down underground, I think a little too soon. So you can't see my... I forgot redstone. So you can't see my mob trap on the way in. And I think it's starting to look pretty impressive from the outside. I did a lot of work on that, which I'm going to show you shortly. But let me get some redstone, then we can work on that, and I'll just show you how I'm going to lay that. Because, you know, it gets tiresome to do a full... It's about... So we're at Z164. My trap is at negative 423. So that's like half a click there, easy. And we're going to need to make these into torches. Oh, I could use a button too. I'm just going to run back and forth because I clearly did not plan this at all. It's really something I should work on, like planning before I start a video. I think that might actually help me not spend a week and a half trying to make a single video because I don't know what to do. But here we go, working through it. And we'll pop a torch down here. And we'll put the block on top of it, so the torch will power the block, which will in turn power the redstone rail. And this one will set off with a button. Buttons and the rails work kind of weird. See, I thought that would set it off. Let's try the one below it. There we go. Okay, that'll be easy enough to hit when you're sitting in a minecart. Then I just use the 3 to get up. Then from here, what I generally do is 30 tracks. Then I do a detector rail, 2 powered, and a detector again, so it'll work from both directions. And so this is easy enough to lay. You just, you know, run forward and spam click. Okay, detector, powered, detector. Now coming from either way, the detector cart will power these rails, and you can only do 2 because if you do 3 it'll turn off by the time you get onto the 3rd. And I don't know if just 1 is enough to keep you going full speed. It probably is, but I like doing 3 or doing 2 just because habit mostly, because that's the way I've done it before. There's no good reason. And yeah, so on like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish that off camera because I got another, half a kilometer to go. And I promise I will be back as soon as I'm done. I am back exactly as promised. I laid out all the track and let's take a ride together, see how it looks. Oh, I went to bed, so it just turned dawn. There's my beautiful house, like a giant saucer that's landed on top of the roof. I like the look of it, especially from afar. It's looking pretty good at night too. It's a little lit up. And here's the boring part. And we go underneath the desert into the mountain that is next to the desert. And we come out for a brief bit. I might put something there. I'm not sure what though. And I like this where it goes down through the island, then into the water. It's beautiful. Oh, you can see my boat. Bunch of squid. And we do eventually come back out into water again. I heard a spider back there somewhere. And for the slopes, I like to do a alternating 3 powered, 3 not powered, so that works the best both ways. And here we are. You might notice I expanded this cavity a lot. I'm not sure if I've shown this in other videos, but this is the collection point. Let's see what we got. Not bad, not great, but it also hasn't been running long because my base is far enough away that this chunk gets unloaded. I also added in this, which I like. Put in a whole glass walkway around it with doors that lead to ladders so I can get in here and do any maintenance that's required. Nothing looks broken right now. I like how they try to shoot me. They do hit me occasionally. One thing I found out was, like over in that corner, that fence post and like those 3 fence posts on both sides, I'd come in and they'd be gone, which is the craziest thing. Because Endermen can't pick up fence posts, so I don't know what was doing it. Eventually I figured it out. It was the damn vines. The vines would grow into the lava, they'd catch on fire, the fire would spread up the vines over onto the fence posts, and it would take out, 1 to 3 of them before the water put out the fire. And I have to come and replace them. So that's why there's that short row of torches there to prevent the vines from growing into the lava and catching the fence posts on fire. And that is pretty much it for down here. Let's go take a look upstairs. I'm up to, I think, 6 floors now. I'm not sure. Right now my priority is going to be lighting up nearby area, both on the surface and down below. So I think that'll give me the best return on drop rate. So I have started lighting up the up top. As you can see here, I have been pretty much just doing this grid of torches. Oh, I planted vines on the top, so they're growing down, which I think looks good. I think it's going to look better once I actually get cobblestone in there, so it's not just vines on nothing. But and I did a, kind of a pyramid thing up to the mob trap. So I thought that would give it a nice look to it. Let's go up here so we can get a better look at our surroundings. And I put this all the way up to the top, and I built it right at the build height, like I did with my base back there. But now I've learned that mobs can spawn on the build height, so I may have to replace this entire ceiling, and not even replace it, just like lower it one, and then replace this part with half slabs so that mobs can't spawn. Okay. Look over here. There is I uncovered a chasm that was a ravine. It was almost entirely covered, but since I'm digging this out and making this all flat, I uncovered that. And this grid is a torch every 5 blocks, which gives you the right amount of light. I got it in the back too, although not quite as far. Ah man, I hate these clouds. I mean, it's nice that I don't go into buildings anymore, but you can still get your head in them. And go out pretty far that distance. And you may have noticed that these vertical columns here is the one there that we saw coming in. And those would be that's the absolute limit of when I'm sitting in the collection point, that's as far as mobs can spawn. Out to those and in all 4 directions. So that's how much I have to light up, both above ground and below. Obviously I'm not going to do all of it, because that would be a ridiculous amount of work, but I'm going to do quite a lot of it. I think because that will definitely help. Oh, and personally I can't wait for 1.9 proper to hit because of the Enderman nerf. The Endermen have been causing me such grief with this. I don't even want to run my mob trap that much while they're still how they are. Okay, there's nothing that they've done right now, but they keep taking parts out of this floor. They'll take it out of other floors below them as they fall. So you can't even see those unless you go down and inspect each floor, which is a hassle to do. But, oh, they'll be nerfed soon and I'll be happy. Yeah, I've kind of been playing less because I kept thinking 1.9 was going to hit, because they did the pre-release, and when they did the 1.8 pre-release, 1.8 came out like 2 weeks later. But I guess they're taking longer with 1.9. And here's the ravine. And I put that lava in there because I thought it would be easier than just doing torches, because the whole thing had a gentle slope to it, so I thought it was a good fit. And I have come in here and mined out some resources, mostly coal for torches, but there's still a lot left. It doesn't lead off into any caves though, so that's nothing extra to light up there. I'm gonna have to go whoa, I almost fell down. I'm gonna have to go exploring underground and see what caves I can find. I'll probably just every once in a while I'll drop a shaft all the way down to bedrock and see if it intersects with any caves. Make up some sort of grid search pattern. And yeah, that's the work I've done so far. I like the look of it. I think it's coming along pretty well. I think it'll look a lot better once it's finished. At least the walls are finished. I might just do that before I do the floors, but for now I'm just kind of adding wall as I add floor. But okay, that's the state of the world so far. I will really try hard to make videos more often on a more regular basis. Now my next project is I gotta make a farm, because I am very low on food, and without mob breeding, this new persistent mob nonsense just is a pain. There are no passive creatures around. Like, I've seen, not counting squids, did we see any this entire video? Like maybe a sheep or two. But it used to be a large flat grassy area like this. I'd have cows, pigs, galore. But now, nothing. They're probably all stuck at the bottom of a ravine somewhere. Like this one. Oh. There's a creeper. Huh. Looks like I'm going to have to do some more lighting down there. I thought I did that. Maybe I'll just fill the whole thing with lava. Okay, that's enough of that. Well, thanks for watching. I'll see what I can do to get more videos out more often. I've already said that, and now I'm repeating myself. So definitely time to go.